Indianapolis 500 is, as we speak, 100 days away. You know Doug Boles, longtime president of Indianapolis Motor Speedway and newly named president of the IndyCar Series. Are you ready for this dual role?
I don't think I have a choice, right? I gotta figure it out. It's been 72 hours, so I'm still trying to get my feet underneath me. It's been a lot of fun, actually, the last few days, just spending some time with the folks over at IndyCar. They're flat out getting ready for the beginning of the season, which starts basically practice 2 weeks from today at St. Petersburg to get things kicked off. So today's kind of a special day. 2 weeks to the beginning of the season, 100 days to the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500, and I think it's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day as well.
I actually had stuff for my wife early this morning so that I could get that out of the way and get focused on what's really important today, which is 100 days out.
You know, when you take over a role, in addition to the one you already have, some will say, okay, what are you going to change? And some will wonder, is it more of a caretaker? I like the direction we were going. It'll be similar. Do you have grand plans for the series, aside from the track?
I do like the direction it's going, and I think we're in a pretty good spot, especially with our new TV partner who's really committed, which I think is fantastic.
Super Bowl ads were.
Super Bowl ads, which were pretty crazy. So I feel good about that. We got great talent in the series. We've got great venues in the series. And now it's just a matter of thinking about what's the what's it look like, making sure that the product on track continues to be good. So I don't think you can come in and change a lot, and really or at least right now. So for me, it's getting my feet underneath me, talking to staff, talk to promoters, talk to teams, talk to drivers. What can we do better? How can we just collectively keep this thing moving forward? The 500's healthy because 350,000 fans tell you it's the greatest race in the world and we're going to be there. What we need is the entire NTT IndyCar Series paddock to believe the same thing as we move that forward.
Okay, so there are deadlines coming up all the time for you. I got my text the other day because I haven't bought my tickets yet.
You know
End of the month.
You know somebody.
I know somebody, but he knows I always pay full price. But that full price changes at the end of this month.
It does, and then it'll change again later. So what we try and do is, if you're going to buy a ticket to the Indy 500, and a lot of people renew as soon as the race is over, so for a year they've paid for their tickets, we want you to know that if you're going to give us that money early, there's never going to be a point at which time where you go, well, why did that person get a better deal than I've got? So right now, it's the best deal you'll get, and it'll just continue to increase as we get closer.
There's for instance, box seats in the paddock, 150 now, March 1st, 155. You wait like $160. I've got to stop buying them when I pick up my media credentials. They're costing my family money. Speaking of family, Elio Castroneves, who's a permanent member of the IndyCar and Indy 500 family, is a four-time winner. He's had an interesting week.
Yeah, he had a rough night last night.
With you for headlines.
Yes, I'm excited for him though. I mean, just to have an IndyCar driver actually participate in the Daytona 500. My stepson Connor Daly did it a couple years ago. I just think it's great for the sport when they go back and forth. And Elio, really only been in the car twice in his life, which is like, hey, let's go practice. You've never been in this car before. You get like 3 minutes or something crazy. More than that, but not a lot. And then qualify the car. And then last night in the duels, you're out there, and unfortunately got caught up in a little incident. But I think, and then I don't think they get in the car again until race day.
So I believe
he's got to learn it.
He'll run support series on Saturday to get the feeling of a big car again still. And this was interesting. So it's basically a buy into the race. It's called a provisional, and it's brand new, and it's for world-class drivers to get more of them in NASCAR. That has to be a nice crossover to see as a born promoter.
Oh, for sure. I think it's a great one. Now, the NASCAR hardcore fan is not excited about it. Right. So there's a little bit of debate there, but I think for the sport in general, it's like Kyle Larson coming to run the Indianapolis 500. It helps the sport across the board when you can bring those different disciplines together and the fans that each of them bring.
And what's racing without an argument, right?
100%.
A little controversy never hurt anybody. And then he's a Hall of Famer this year.
He's definitely
lone member of the class.
Yes, which is pretty neat because as a four-time winner, for us to really just to celebrate him is a very cool thing. And he loves the Speedway, loves our fans, and it just makes sense. You know, there used to be a rule that you couldn't be in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame until you retired. And a couple of years ago, the museum said, that's kind of silly, especially when you've got somebody like Elio who's closing in on 50, right? And he's still competitive, and he really belongs there. And had he retired 10 years ago, he probably would have been in there, so it's kind of neat.
Maybe that conversation about TK, because he keeps retiring. And then, oh, never mind. I'm retired. No, not this year, though, the next year.
Well, and TK's in.
And TK's in.
So he's already in, so that's good.
Oh, that's right. He beat Elio. Oh, that'll be another fun conversation between those two best buddies and frenemies. Doug Boles, good luck with the dual hats.
Thank you very much.
We wish you well, truly in the truest sense. Thanks for spending time with Daybreak. If we can get you back here before the race again, we hope to.
I will 100% be back.
You heard that. It's a date.